I'm just hanging out. I'm just hanging out. I'm mainly known for the rough raps, but kids steal my lyrics like hubcaps and eat them like stacks of flapjacks like rugrats. Hey, and I get busy over unknown traps while the next man flaps his lids like parquet. I'm skilled in the field, so slide to the side. I'll make a rapper cry, cause I can get some shut-eye while he's having hard times writing rhymes.
Hey, Dad.
We're in the jungle, and the jungle serves Jungle Pops. If you want Jungle Pops, make sure to bring your milk, your spoon, and your fresh smile. All right, cool.
That actually sounds like a fucked up commercial.
Don't
Yeah.
Yeah, is that camera fucking straight?
It's not straight. It wasn't straight.
Looks straight now, huh?
Do I have a
straight
tan
now?
a little bit? I do.
10. Why is this like this, dude?
Since we're all wearing shades, I feel like.
Hey, all right, I think we're good now. Rocking and rolling, man. It took a little bit to set up, man. Just hanging out. Welcome back. I lost count of episodes. I keep fucking them up, but I don't really care. My name's Skyboy the Cowboy Kyle fucking Hurley. The co-host with the Mo host. Rocking the Fro host.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hello.
No, I'm
Hey,
back.
and then we got a little guy with us today as well, man. We got Taras.
What's up?
What's up?
Honestly, he's
Around
probably.
before, we're just all hanging out, man. We just decided, he was around town. We need to chill. I want to chill. We're all chilling. We're here to do it, man. Fucking talking some shit.
To be honest, you're probably the most. Like out of all the people we've had on the podcast, you've probably been on the most out of all of them. I'd say.
Most reoccurring,
Well,
man.
in the friend group, so I guess that makes sense.
And it's just kind of just funny how that worked out.
Plus,
but
I always have weird shit going on that we could talk about.
yeah, I mean,
Everyone's gotten some weird shit, man. Like I said, we got to start talking about some things before, or we start talking about things way before we start the pod, man. And we're really
always
fucking
be
out.
recording is a rule
Although-
of podcasting. It is-
Oh, hold on. There's one thing I do want to bring up. I've been thinking about this all day long, dude. Do you guys know the glitter conspiracy?
Glitter?
Glitter conspiracy?
Conspiracy.
What's that?
Do you know how glitter's made?
I thought it was just like a bunch of sheets of paper cut into millions of pieces.
They tried to go in and do a documentary about how glitter's
Or
made.
plastic or something.
Nah, dude, they won't let people see. It's a secret.
What?
It's a secret.
Maybe they don't. Is it one company that makes it?
Yeah.
That's probably they don't want anyone else to make it. That's why.
No way. That would be crazy.
So you're telling me that if I'm a scientist, let's say I have a friend that's a chemist.
Think about this.
Hold on. Let's say we had a friend that's a chemist.
Yeah.
And I took some glitter and I was like, listen, figure this out. And after he's done picking it for 3 years out of his body, he can tell me what the hell this is made out of.
Now listen, riddle me this. What if they grab it from another dimension?
It would still pop up as something different, though. He would be able like, this is carbon,
What
this
if
is
you can't
nitrogen,
get-
and then, okay, this is some kind of weird chemical. I
What if
don't know
there's
what it is.
no chemical we've ever seen,
Well,
nothing
that's what
on the fucking
But he would
chart.
be able to say that I don't know what the fuck this is. We don't have nothing
This one's
like.
called UG35 6000.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Where's
Is
it
like
from?
they could break it down. Then okay, these are things we recognize, and then there's some weird chemical we've never seen before. And then you have a new chemical.
I'm telling you, man. There's
You
something.
just want this
about
to
it.
work out the way you want.
I do.
What's the conspiracies behind it? What do they think it is?
That's the only thing I heard about it, man. It was real
What?
short
You
and
didn't-
sweet.
Did you not even research further? If I saw glitter conspiracy, I'm going down the rabbit hole.
I just thought, I was like, man, I just
That's
want to bring it up.
disappointing,
See
dude.
if
I'm
any of
very
the other
disappointed,
guys
dude.
know what's up with it, man. No, there's a company that owns it, and then someone special owns it, and they don't want nobody to know.
And this is the only company that makes glitter. That's crazy. I didn't know there was a niche, monopoly
glitter
on that
niche,
shit.
It's the glitter niche. Trust, tell us what's going on.
Going bananas.
I'm like confused. I was
thrust.
like, where's the glitter shit come
What's
from?
going
Like,
on?
you just went straight into glitter,
I went
dude.
right to glitter. I was like,
How you,
fuck
okay,
about
so
glitter,
that was a nothing hamburger, dude. Like what the fuck?
I know.
we
I
gotta
give
go-
those out. I give those out.
I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Have you heard of that glitter shit?
That was a nothing
sorry,
hamburger
Kyle,
with
it
a
just
side of
confused
fucking.
me. I didn't know, like,
Those
where
are-
to go with
there
that
were
one.
the fries were underwhelming in that situation. We need to fix that.
I get it.
So we need to go back to that.
Sometimes
really put it down.
I just put out nothing burgers, dude, to see if anyone can catch the fire, and we can start putting pickles on that burger. Then we get a little ketchup on that burger.
But okay, we need to go a little deeper on this glitter. What do you think it is?
It's called the glitter conspiracy. So there's these main glitter manufacturing. It's called Glitter X. And one guy from the New York Times went and it was like weirdly top secret. He was talking to one of the higher ups.
Because there's a shortage.
Yeah, so
That's the biggest
apparently
thing. They're
there's
like,
there's a shortage in the world.
He started talking to him just because he's like, okay, so there's a shortage. What's happening? Who's your bit? Like, he's just asking questions.
Yeah, and so he asked if he can get a tour of the place. And the guy's like, absolutely not.
Why?
He said you can't. He said you can't see the glitter being made.
Why?
He said you can't even be in a room next to it and hear how it's being made.
What? What about the sound of it being made would
Don't know.
ruin
What if it's
the
just
secret?
aliens? But he asked the lady, who are the biggest buyers? There's one company, she said, that is the biggest buyer of all glitter. And he says, what is it? And she's like, I can't tell you that. Or he said, if I looked at it, would I know it's glitter? Talking about the product that they use, this glitter, and the main buyer of glitter. And she said, no, not really.
I don't know. I already told you, actually. I think it's from another dimension. I think they get it from aliens. I think it's something funky they don't want to tell nobody else, because if they find out, the public will find out. Next thing you know, the public's going crazy. Do you know why? Because they're grabbing glitter from another dimension. So if you grab glitter from another dimension, hold on. What else can you grab from another dimension? Dick? You know? Can you grab some from another dimension?
Why's it got to be dick though?
I'm just saying.
I know,
Whatever.
well,
When I say dick, I mean nothing.
when you say it could
got
be from a
dick.
different dimension, what I think is also it could be like a study of like human behavior. Like how long will you let the glitter sit in a corner for? You know what I mean? Like you ever been in a situation where you had glitter on and you're picking it out of your fucking arm 2 days later, or like if you like the worst mess I could ever think of is if like you had glitter spill all over your carpet because you would never get it out. It would never be gone.
I hate glitter.
Yeah. So it'd never be gone. So you think like maybe it's like a thought experiment of seeing how people react to things like that.
could
seeing
be.
How long it'll go.
I know glitter's a weird thing for you, but what do you think?
I don't know. I don't have
I don't
any
think
opinion.
I've ever seen.
I
giraffes
honestly
with glitter.
don't. I don't have much opinion on glitter or where it's come from or anything like that.
Bother you?
It does not bother me. No, I
It's
think
gotta
it's beautiful.
bother you. No way glitter doesn't bother you.
Hey, I like it when like there's little sparkly glitter on girls, you know, and they do that makeup. And,
Makes them nice.
And like the neck area, I think that's cute.
I just think it's funny though. Like if you were like at like a glitter plant tour, you know,
Yeah.
they'd be like, all right, well then there's a door that just says don't enter, and
There's
you
no
just
such,
can't.
No such thing as glitter plant tours. You can't even get in the glitter plant.
Are you serious?
100%. They make
That's
you sign an
crazy.
NDA? Yeah.
MDMA.
No,
It's an NDA.
NDA. They make you sign an NDA, and that's it, dude. You tell anybody else, you're getting fucking poof. Well, you're getting sued, but fucking, I assume.
That's
yeah, but
crazy.
one of us should try and get into the glitter.
I'm actually curious.
Just looking it up. Telling you, man. That's good.
Hey, what is the process of making glitter and where does it come from?
If it tells them, I'm going to be very upset.
Glitter is made from tiny reflective particles that can be composed of various materials, such as plastic, metal, or natural.
Stop!
materials.
You're interrupting her.
Commonly, it's made from plastic, like
Well, we got
Made
the
from
answer.
plastic.
Listen, she's a liar.
What's fairies?
It's probably fairies.
The ones
you guys
that-
believe in the Iceland fairies, right?
I was just gonna say that. I mean, probably if it's okay. I know it sounds crazy, but you know what? I think a lot of that shit's nonsense. But just like in the Loch Ness, you never see people swimming around there that are from that area. People say it's not real, but there's no one in that fucking water except for boaters. I believe that if they're building little towns and shit, and there's little bridges and crossings for them in their area, they probably are something to it. I don't know. Maybe they're probably.
I believe it.
The fairies?
Yeah.
Fairies, I believe
That's
for
what
sure.
I'm saying. Like, it may be.
There we go.
It might sound crazy to us.
Okay, it's
Fairies
made out of
bring the
fuck-
glitter, dude.
Fairies bring the glitter.
It makes more sense than grabbing it from another dimension.
So-
Like there's a mound of glitter, and you're like, all right, we got to get the glitter mound. Fucking
Well,
put it in here.
technically, if our mind creates our reality, right, and everybody believes in it, eventually it'll come to pass, right?
Well, it's a conscious, the unconscious, whatchamacallit, Carl Jung talked about this, where it's like a collective unconscious.
Yeah.
Where it's like we all have, like, it's like when you, like, know something about someone, you don't even know how you know it, that kind of stuff. Or, like, when you're around someone and the connection's so deep, but you don't know why. That's, like, part of it. There's
Like
things that we share beyond, it's almost in our DNA, but it isn't. It's, like, spiritual almost. Like, for instance, I can't remember what college did this, but college did a study on chickens. And they had these chickens. These were like 6th or 7th generation chickens that have never even seen a light of day. They've always lived in like little captivity areas, and they would fly things over them like paper airplanes. They wouldn't freak out. Anything at all, they wouldn't freak out. But they put a fake chicken hawk like in the air and played the sound of a chicken hawk with the call and stuff.
Right.
And they fucking started losing it and freaking out and got in their huts and got scared. They've never seen these predators before, but yet they're automatically scared of them, even with things being flown around them and other bird sounds being played. So to me, there are things that are just inherent that are sent down through your DNA that you will have naturally. So I do
Right.
believe there's a collective unconscious for sure.
Dude, chickens are the weirdest fucking animals, I swear.
Well, I'm sure you
There's-
see a lot of
there-
them at your job.
Dude, so there's like I work at a farm right now, and I collect eggs in two of the pens or whatever. And there's a huge like building with 800 and 900 chickens in the same building. So I'll walk in, and they're just... the entire time. Dude, and I look in these motherfuckers' eyes and they're like, these guys were created for us to eat. Like, they're so stupid. But they have like, and I think, dude, I was sitting there.
Dude, those motherfuckers will go like this when it's raining and fucking
Dude,
drown.
they're so stupid. And it's funny when you walk past them, some of them will like freak out and do the chicken dance and stand. And then I would like trip over him and shit, dude, kick him around like, oh my god.
Move, motherfucker, fucking
Dude,
please.
it's so dumb. And I'm pretty sure like I found a glitch in the matrix. So I'm sitting here filling up one of the water tanks. And I like grab a chicken by the tail and they're all loud. So they're just, oh! And then I grab one by the tail and like pull it down. They all shut up. Just one, and I'm like, no fucking way. I let
It's
it
the
go.
volume button, dude.
Dude, the fucking volume button. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, that was fucking weird. And I'm just laughing to myself. And then I grab the same damn chicken, pull it down, and like it puts his arms out, comes down. Everybody else shuts up. I'm like, dude, I'm living in a fucking matrix. This is not real. I tried the other chickens.
Didn't work.
The next day, didn't work. Tried
Maybe
the
they
other
on a
ones.
conference. Don't let him do this.
Bro, I don't know. It's just a weird.
You got to
thought.
find that chicken again.
I gotta find that
You got to
chicken.
find that
Next
chicken.
time you got to tag it.
Volume
too.
button to life.
Like, put up and down on the tail so you'll know like it's always him. You know what I mean?
That's the other thing. Did you try going up with it? See
No,
if you put
I
the
just
volume
pulled it.
up?
No, I just
Slowly
pulled the
gets
chicken.
higher. You're like, what the fuck?
No, but they all shut up like when you tell them to shut up.
That's,
Everybody shut the fuck up. And then it goes,
that's incredible.
and then they go, and then the volume raises. I have videos of that shit. It's funny.
You get fresh eggs?
Yeah, fresh eggs, nice and warm.
Have you eaten one of the chickens?
Not the chickens, no, but I bring home a bunch of the eggs.
You know what's fucked
Eggs
up?
are dope.
Remember that Bobin guy, the
Some
flush
fresh
guy?
eggs.
What's up?
Remember the Bobin guy, the flush guy, the guy that we
Yeah. Ugh.
Just decided to get rid of some of my high meat, some of my rotten meat in the fridge. And these are brains that have been sitting in my fridge maybe 2 months, rotten. Don't focus on the flavor. That's the best thing. I was still a little hungry after eating that cannibal sandwich, and I said, you know what, let me fill in some cholesterol. Cholesterol, by the way, is the building block of testosterone. You can't make testosterone without cholesterol.
When he went to Costa Rica, he like killed the chicken and ate it like right there without like cooking it or anything.
That's not
It
as
was
bad as half the shit he does.
It's as long as it's fresh, dude. You can eat it.
Yeah, that.
Well, yeah,
other
raw
shit-
chicken. I will say he's proven to me that raw chicken isn't bad for you. A lot of it has to do with the plants. If plants are actually more toxic to us than meats are. If especially like with like wilted lettuce, eat some wilted lettuce or like something that's like expired, you will have the worst sickness you've ever had in your life. Like any food poisoning I've gotten is because I've eaten
Lettuce?
Lettuce, yeah.
I think I had bad chicken.
Bad chicken. I mean, anything could be bad. I guess.
Salmonella.
Yeah,
This
dude,
guy
I
like straight
threw
up eats
for
like
days.
raw chicken and makes ceviche and uses his piss to salt it.
Oh, dude, this guy is
He's on a whole level. He uses his girl's vagina culture to make like Greek
a
yogurt.
couple different girls.
Yes.
He'll get that vagina juice from a couple different women, put it in what, milk or something?
Milk and
Good for you?
That's what he says.
It's yeast. I mean, back in the old days, that's how they made bread. They would slap dough on their pussies.
They say, hey,
Shut the fuck
let me
up,
get some of that yeast from that pussy,
Right now, look,
bitch.
grab your little telephone. Ask
Grab your little
I want you to
telephone.
ask for everybody. Ask the phone.
Wait,
Did women slap bread on their dough on their vaginas to make bread?
or because she listened. Did women slap dough on their vaginas to make bread back in the day?
No, that's not accurate.
Yes, it is.
Making bread traditionally involves.
Stop interrupting her.
No. I'm here to provide accurate information. If you have any questions or need information on a different topic, feel free to ask.
I'm sorry, my friends have weird questions. They offended you.
It would have been better if he said, did them ladies back in the day slap dough on them pussies?
She's very polite, okay? She doesn't answer these kind of things.
Dude, well, you're wrong. Okay, if we had to take the glitter into consideration, we got to take the dough on the pussy, dude. You put a little dough on the pussy, you lying, dude. You trying to make up things.
No.
Making up things. Where'd you find it? On fucking
I'm
Reddit?
not a bread person. The concept of using
What's your
vegetable
concept?
yeast, like in a yeast infection to make
It's
bread,
like a concept car.
particularly sourdough.
It's an idea.
Yeah, dude.
It's a concept.
No, I'm just saying the idea of that's where it comes from, and it's a real thing.
No.
It's also called mother bread.
You guys go all over the place in this podcast. What is it like mostly
man.
about? Is it like conspiracy theories, or
It
you
could
just
be
like
about anything.
It
It's
could
just
be
hanging
about
out.
anything
How many
at all,
conversations
man.
have you had with your friends where it was all different sorts of things? I'm just saying,
mean,
I don't care what your phone says. That's true, and I've also read it in a book.
Carry your phone.
My wife has a book about how to make bread, and it discusses that. It wasn't like the only way they did it, obviously, but it's a way to do that when you don't have yeast readily available. Because
I mean, it is an interesting fact. I would
it's
never.
gross. I would never want to do that. And it's that. I mean, I'm not saying the way it was kind of like phrased. I guess your phone could make it as like they were just walking around slapping dough in their places all day.
I'm sorry, I'm not answering that.
It wasn't the only thing that they were doing.
Right.
Like, there's other ways to make dough. I'm just saying it's an easy way. Sourdough is the easiest bread to make out of all of them. So
It's an easy way.
yeah. So I mean, hey, it's resourceful. I mean, that guy's fucking pissing in ceviche, and what are we doing? But I feel like I look better than he does, though. Like. He's strong. When I saw him in person, dude,
he looks scary.
He's 5'9".
Like, you ever seen when they do those, like they not skin the gorillas, they shaved gorillas.
Yeah.
They shave them. When that dude was bald, he looked like a shaved gorilla. I was like,
he's probably like maybe a little bit taller than you, Taras, but he's like 230 pounds.
thick boy, strong.
Who is he?
His name
Flesh
is
God.
Boban. So his name is Boban Semic. I ran into him when Liver King got really popular, but this guy's been doing this shit for years. He's a few years older than us. He's like 40, I think. And he used to be a fighter, a cage fighter and a boxer. He had a couple of. He was a heavyweight fighter, but he's, like I said, really stocky. And he started getting really obsessed with like his diet and everything. And so he started learning different ways.
So he's like an alternative.
He is like Liver King without steroids.
Right.
And like way more intense than Liver King. He'll ferment chicken. Like he'll have chicken in a jar. He'll ferment liver, all that stuff, and eat it all the time. So
Does he sleep on like a wooden board?
I'm sure he does something like that.
Oh yeah, he's got to. But he's been doing this. He's been doing that since he was 3.
Well, that's actually in other parts of the world. They
He
do
said,
that all the place.
I sat on his bed once. I sit down on the bed. I go, "What the fuck is this on your bed, dude?" He goes, "Oh, I forgot to take the board out." I was like, "Why are you sleeping on the board?" He goes,
that anymore, but
yeah, but how's
he
your
goes, "My back fucking hurts when I sleep on the soft cushions, man." I was like,
Well,
"Who are you?"
There is a lot to be. A lot of cultures do that. It's not surprising.
Listen, it makes
it's
sense.
better for me.
Yeah, like I've heard it now.
But I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, it makes sense now. But when we were young, like it was like I was
weird.
10
It's an
years
odd
old.
thing to hear that.
I was
Yeah.
10 years old in his house, and I was like, "What the fuck is this, dude?"
Well, I read this thing where they talked about like when you lay down on a bed, your body's never really at rest. But when you're on a flat surface, your bones, everything can just like chill.
Yeah.
When you're on a bed, it's your bed. It's like something. It's like your bones are still stabilizing everything.
Yeah, they're trying to balance, I guess, and work.
Yeah. So it's like my buddy Ryan Kavanaugh does the same thing. He sleeps on a board too, and he helps him. He doesn't have back issues anymore. I thought about doing it, but I also I'm married, and she's not.
You don't have to sleep on a board. If you get a really thick Tempur-Pedic, it will adjust to your body. It'll be thick enough to feel like a board, but it won't
also
hurt
seen,
or leave you fucking bruises, because that's what kind of happens. Yeah, if you sleep too
I'm
long.
getting beat. No, man, I'm just sleeping on a board.
Sleeping on a
fucking board, dude.
I just sleep on a piece of
Sleep on the ground,
plywood.
okay, dude, leave me alone. But
Piece of plywood covered with a sheet. Get a little splinter every now and then. Fuck,
splinter on my ass.
That's what wild me out too. It was a piece of plywood, dude. I was like, you got to be getting splinters from this thing, dude.
I just think it's so
used
funny.
to it.
At 10 years old, you're like sitting there, and I just see Kyle's American ass just like sitting on this thing and be like, "What's
just fat, dude? Just this chubby kid.
You're a cute fat kid. All your boys went. All you and your brothers went.
You get the wooden board, and then you got his cat, dude. That's just fucking everywhere you go. This cat
Lucy?
just would attack you, bro.
Dude, Lucy, no, she would had an attitude, but she would never hurt anybody. Unless
I think
you
I remember.
really
Was that
pissed
the
her
cat
off.
that you had at the old place you used to with your mom and stuff? Did you have?
Yeah,
that?
the
I think I remember
mother
you saying
shark.
that cat was like, "Yeah, dude, she's mean. Like, be
She's
careful."
mean, but she's such a. She would give me kisses on the nose all the time.
Well,
I taught her to give high fives and backflips.
That she could do a backflip.
Yeah,
She's
I would
still
hold her.
around?
I would hold her. I would
Take
hold her fat ass like this, and I'd be like 3, 2, 1, and then she'll push off my chest and do a backflip, and I'll give her a treat.
That cat would be over 30 years old. That would be impressive.
Did that cat die with her?
Yeah, she died. She yeah.
But R.I.P. But yeah, no, that's
R.I.P.
But it's cool. I love when you can have a connection with an animal like that. I'm sure I'm hopefully not with the ones that get slaughtered, but you're having connections with a lot of.
Dude, I'm naming all of them. Like I know their personalities, like their characters, like. Bro.
You're gonna know how they taste. It's gonna be really.
I know. I told him. First thing he tells me on the phone, he goes, "Man, dude, I'm just naming some of these animals." I go, "Buddy, that's like the first rule of the farm, man. You don't name any of them, dude." I was like,
Dude,
"You
it's
say
beautiful.
it."
It's such a rewarding job. Like at first, I fucking hated it because I started it in the wintertime, and like my manager, the trainer, is completely from hell, and I think he's got a little something going on in his mind. So he's like from the woods, Ukrainian, and he doesn't speak a lick of English. He's been on the farm for 4-something years. He reminds me of my dad very much. Like he has the same psychotic triggers. So I'm like, fuck, how the fuck did I end up here? But I need the job. So I like forced myself to be kind to him, even when I wanted to beat him with a fucking board.
We're on the board, dude. That's it. He's like,
Dude, like,
you
I
want to
just
feel
want
what I
to
used to
eat
sleep
stuff.
on, motherfucker?
But I was, nice to him. And then the sun came out, and then like all the animals, I started to get to know their personalities, and I started to name them. And now I know who comes up to me, who doesn't. I know what they like, what they don't like, and it's like, dude, I walk in, it's like all my kids. Every single morning, I'm like, "What's up, Lisa? How you
Slowly,
doing?"
you're gonna see it go away.
You see I see the stories, dude. He's like, wake up! Boom! Fucking slaps the pig. The pig's like,
Dude, I slap their asses all the time, man. Because what I have to do is I have to wake their asses up in the morning to make sure that they can walk, that they're healthy, that there's no like swelling on them or whatever. And the pig sizes go from like little piglet to fucking huge hog about to get slaughtered. You know what I mean? Or about to get sent out to be produce, be
get
food.
that baby back, baby back, baby
And
back.
so I
baby
see
back.
them right now grow up from little ones to the big ones, but the big ones are like fucking 600, 700 fucking pounds, and they don't want to get up. So I have to like get on top of them, slap their asses around, and be like, "Wake up, you little fat piggy."
Has any of them tried eating you? Have they tried eating
Pigs
you
are
yet?
dicks. I hear like that.
Pigs will
awesome.
eat, bro.
Pigs are awesome.
Pigs will eat anything. If they get too hungry, like say you didn't feed the pigs for a week, it
Oh.
probably wouldn't happen. If you
No,
stepped in
they
that
get
pen,
very violent.
dude, yeah, if you stepped in that pen, those pigs would probably try to eat your ass.
No,
dude.
they get extremely violent, and like that's why my boss, like, he says they need to have food. You cannot miss orders. They have to have food, because if they smell blood and they're really hungry, they will all fucking eat
That's
you.
just crazy. Like that animal will just lose it. Like they're all cute little baby pig, and then all of a sudden you're like, I forgot to feed him yesterday, and all of a sudden you're getting eaten.
No, I mean, it's not gonna be like one day. 'Cause
Well,
they
yeah,
have so
but
much
still.
stored body fat that like there's different feeds too. So like at the end we give them not grower but finish, which is a different compound or mix of feed, which has a lot of carbs and a lot of sugar, so they can fucking get fat.
Fat boy.
Yeah.
And then they make us fat.
I learned that
They
from
make us fat,
I
which
learned
is
that from
kind of
Snatch.
interesting. I'm seeing how they're growing pigs, and now it's like
Freak you out a little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude. Like my goal is to make enough money to where I can buy a cow and buy a pig and have them slaughtered every year, and that would be my meat for the year. That way I know it's legit.
After working in a farm, I definitely want a piece of land. I want a horse.
Same here.
I want a couple goats, dude. Like
The only thing I
goat
can't
milk
do is if
really
I have a
good.
farm, I can't kill any of them. So I'm just gonna take rehab animals, but I'll eat the fuck out of chickens' eggs, no problem.
could
I don't,
probably
you
kill
know,
some
I've
cows.
learned an appreciation now though for the food. Like it's not like I've watched this stuff happen, but it's not like I'm gonna turn vegan. They die anyway. Like we've provided a beautiful life for these pigs. I'm telling them stories in the morning. I'm fucking singing them
Well, you know,
songs
also,
and shit.
dude, you
and then
obviously
feeding
work-
them.
You're obviously not a piece of shit, and you also work at a good farm. There's a lot
Yeah.
of farms where they don't do that, man. They're brutal.
don't.
There's brutal
No.
farms, and they are really disrespectful to animals and hurt
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Like they don't care because they know they're gonna die, so there's no worth to them.
Yeah.
Which, at the end of the day, no matter what, yes, you're going to be my sustenance, but you deserve respect and dignity throughout the whole process.
Yeah, I put
And
love
it makes
in
the
those
food taste
animals.
better. The meat tastes better with stress-free cows and stress-free pigs and shit. Where they just, oh, where are we going? And but they
Yeah.
lived a happy life before that. That really does matter.
Do you really know if it matters though? Have you had like a
See,
compared a stress meat?
never had that, but-
Unless obviously you compare I compare Amish meat to Jewel, and the Amish was way better. But let's be honest, they're not getting in fucking poked with every fucking not
Yeah,
like
dude.
every chemical, but
Dude,
they
just
get poked
take
with a lot of steroids and shit,
Take
antibiotics.
something from Walmart, okay, and then take something from a farm that was freshly
There's a difference.
butchered.
Yeah, but there's
There's a fucking difference.
I think there's different things they're putting in obviously the store meat than getting it fresh from
Well,
there.
of
You
course,
can't
yeah,
just
that's-
put it all on like the stress of the animal.
But it does
So,
matter
like-
because I've read test things where they've done controlled experiments with all.
I want to try it. Let's stress out a pig.
I don't want to stress out.
I know, that'd be
It's so
too
sad.
close.
I'll
so
bring you.
horrible.
I'll bring you some like real.
You're like in its
fresh
face.
meat.
Fucking retard! Like, it's like,
I'd
yeah, I
feel
know.
horrible.
I couldn't do that, but no, they did like controlled
What are you
experiments.
hold on? What are you gonna bring me? Some stressed out meat, dude?
No, I'm gonna bring you some good quality meat, and that's
You'll know it
No,
different.
no.
Take
Listen,
care of.
like I said, I've gotten like steaks and stuff from the Amish and stuff, and it is great. Even the chicken. Oh my god, dude, chicken from the Amish, dude.
And look how they treat those
Oh,
animals.
it's so fucking good.
But besides the steroids, dude, they're very respectful. They're people. It's in their religion to be respected.
So that's why, like, even like the eggs. Eggs taste different too. I love them fucking fresh eggs, man.
eggs taste different, especially when they're not
so good.
not dyed white because they don't come
I
out
get
white.
them like
That's
right
bullshit.
from the
Bleached.
chicken's butt. Like if it's warm, I'm fucking taking it.
yeah.
It's so
like-
good,
I
dude. You could. I mean, still.
think you could.
Suck it out like a
Yeah, I think you'd be
straw.
fine no matter what. I
I used to
think.
do it in Ukraine. You would make a little hole like on one side of the egg and a little hole on the other side, and you just kind of suck the yolk out, and it's so good. You just leave the shell.
It's the texture, man.
I
Can't. I've never done it. I don't think I can because
It's
it'll.
so good.
Because like I've done like oysters.
Oysters are
I
not.
can't because of the texture, dude.
Yeah,
I
it
like
tastes like a
seafood,
booger.
but the texture's like.
The booger.
So-
The only thing I could do shellfish wise, I could do shrimp if it's fried, but other than that, no. But I like clams and I like mussels
Clams.
because they're really good in like my wife makes a really good like seafood pasta, and with like a white sauce like a wine sauce, and it's I can do that, but. I don't know. Oysters, dude. Oysters are like boogers. They look like you're sucking up boogers from like you coughed up something and then swallowed it. That's what I'm.
Yeah,
I
if
watched
you're
my brother
hungry
eat
enough,
43 at a
you'll eat it.
Hooters once, dude.
Ew.
It was nuts.
You said if you're hungry enough, obviously. I mean, I'd eat a fisheye if I was hungry enough, dude.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna die,
Out in the
then
wild.
what you gotta do.
I don't care.
Wow,
Yeah, if you're
dude.
gonna die, it's,
How long you guys think you could survive out in like the Amazon rainforest?
ooh, that's
I don't know
real
much
serious.
about the rainforest, but
Well,
probably
then this
not.
puts a lot into
Nick
your.
fucking hates snakes, so
You can
probably
still give
not
me
long.
an answer. I was like, if you don't know a lot, then your answer should be pretty clear. Man.
Okay,
What do I have?
not
Do I have?
long,
Am I just
not long.
dropped in there? Or do I have anything?
You're dropped in there. Yeah, someone wants to kill your ass to make you lost, dude. You're just dropped in there in these clothes. We're all in the
At least
clothes
I'm
we're
not-
in right now,
At least
dude.
well, that's not. I don't have shoes on. Can I add shoes?
Nope, you're done for. You're unlucky because
no,
you should
the
wear
first-
shoes on the podcast.
So the first thing I would do.
I
is,
keep looking at your feet when I edit, and I say, "Stop!"
I can't help it.
Yeah, I watched one of the episodes. I keep looking at your feet.
I just see his
Why?
feet. I'm like, "Put some shoes on, man."
I don't wear shoes.
I
My
know,
house.
I know it is. So that's why I say it. Well, he can do what he wants.
Well, the first thing I'd want to do is I'd want to find something to cover my feet. So I'd probably
Find some leaves.
I would probably do what Tom Hanks did and then take some leaves and some like padding in between and just tie it to my feet.
All right.
And then that's number one. Number two, try to find out where I'm at and not move too much because if you move around too much and someone is trying to save you or something, they're not going to find you.
Wait. The first day you're just not going to move at all because I'm going to tell you right now, no one's trying to save you yet.
Oh, you didn't say that.
What do you mean? Someone dropped you
Start
in the
building
forest to
shelter,
make sure
man.
you're
Well,
lost.
building
dude.
a shelter is important, but I'm saying
Nobody's coming to find
I
you
didn't say I
for
wasn't
like
gonna do
probably for
anything.
like 10 days until
Hold on.
someone reports you missing.
Hold
Say
on.
we got abducted. That's
Okay,
right now.
Okay. So that's fine. So yeah, at that point, I would still not do too much about moving, but I would find out where I'm at, like, try to figure it out as best I can. Find food. So there's plenty of creatures out there, like fucking, that you could eat out there. I would probably avoid plants because I wouldn't know which ones are poisonous or not. So I probably want to stay away from that. And then shelter and fire. Fire and water. Water's gonna be really important because you're gonna get dehydrated out there real quickly. So yeah, and then not get inside. Don't go near the lake though, because there's crocodiles and shit and gators and all sorts of fucking
Big ass snakes.
Yeah, and they're all
Fuck
going to be over
snakes.
there because it's a place where everything goes. So if you're a gator or a crocodile, you're going to live in there because everything's going to go to drink water eventually. What do you? Anacondas. things
So
like that.
that's what you're going to do. How long do you think you're surviving in that rainforest? Or do you think you're getting out of the rainforest?
Well, I guess it depends how far because the rainforest is big, dog.
Middle of the
Amazon rainforest
rainforest,
is
dude.
huge.
And middle of the Amazon.
I mean, I think I'd probably end up running into a tribe before anything.
You would have to build a boat to try to follow the
That's the
river.
problem.
You start hearing fake monkey noises and shit, fucking barks and shit. They say that's
So-
the worst thing you can hear in the rainforest.
I would just do it
'cause it's
back.
the people hunting you.
Yeah, that's people hunting.
You got to run.
So I mean, that would be it. But most of those tribes are pretty. From what I've heard, those tribes over there are they're not mean. Like they're not going to just kill you. They
Some of them aren't, but there are some
a
of
lot
them
of
that
them
are
evolved,
fucking...
but also in 2025. So a lot of these places, even though they're still protected and they're not fucked with, they've still seen people. They know white people. They've seen people have come and invested. We're not the only white people.
So how many days?
I would say if I don't find anybody, probably a week.
A week. It's been a lot.
It just depends. Despite, I mean, if I get attacked by something, that's a different story. But like if I'm not attacked by anything, a week.
Depending on how I feel at the moment, I'm either going to try sprinting in one direction as long as I can,
No.
or I'll just
You're gonna
relax.
lose. You're gonna lose so much energy because you can't just run straight.
hot.
There's no straight. There's no
Listen,
straight.
I don't have much confidence in myself.
I know,
If
but there's-
I got dropped in the rainforest, I'm gonna take a nice hard look at myself, and I'm gonna say, "You're probably gonna die," and then that's it.
But
We're
know
gonna
what?
start
Knowing
walking.
You'll find a toad to lick. You'll lick that fucker, and you'll get out of there no problem.
It would have to be based on my luck, dude. I've gotten out of some crazy situations, so it would be like, well, we're gonna walk in this direction and just see what happens, dude.
You're in a
Because-
rainforest. You're
I
not
know.
in suburbs.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, you don't know what's going to be around that
crazy
corner.
situations,
Like,
dude.
I know. But I've already
That would
like,
be-
it's
that would be
before.
like that would be like I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, man, I'm in a spot. Like, I'm
Yeah, dude.
Tuffy.
That's it. Because I'm gonna be honest. I mean, yeah, maybe if I was dropped.
But I would try to keep the spirit up. So I try to make it funny out of it, like something funny, like try to keep myself happy and laughing because that's key too.
Start
even
start
though,
singing songs from the Jungle Book.
Yeah. Or like Tom Hanks, like in the movie, it's stupid. But when Wilson is created on accident, that is a metaphor for how people need sometimes having a little support or making something up in your head can help you, and like that'll help you in that situation. So,
Bro, I'm a king of that. I'd like talk to myself all day.
I talk to
long.
myself all the time. I'm embarrassed when people see me talk to myself because I'll do it at work and they'll look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like,
yeah, dude, I have to stop myself, like look around if there's anybody here.
I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing.
I do that in front of people all the time where they're like, "Were you talking to me?" I go, "Nah, man, I was talking to myself." I was like, just fucking getting after it. Really getting after it. Like,
you ever like get caught like doing something while you're like driving and someone sees you, you're like
jerking off?
No, never that.
You
like,
never been?
No, I know, but like singing.
Never
or
tried
something
that?
like that? And then someone stops next to you and you didn't want them to know, and you're like, I gotta kill that.
You guys ever practice like conversations with somebody like from in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
I visualize conversations. With
Me
people
too, all the fucking time.
Conversations that'll probably never happen, and they're always aggressive, dude.
Why are they aggressive?
I don't know, dude.
I've had aggressive ones, but they're not always aggressive. It's like me meeting some of my drum hero. I was like, what would how would it go? Oh, this is exactly how it would go. I'd say this and do this. But definitely. But that also is part of like, there's like something to be said about being rather delusional.
Yep.
In terms of like, there's a difference between like, if I was like, I'm going to be a model and I was sitting here like 500 pounds, that's a delusional, that's different.
It's a reality though if you fucking do the work.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's a different kind of there's proper delusions and there's improper delusions in my opinion. And a proper delusion is someone that's like, I'm going to be the best drummer alive and I'm playing my drums every day. I'm making videos. So it's a delusion right now, but at the end of the day, I'm putting the work towards it. But if I'm saying I'm going to be the best drummer all day and I'm not playing my drums, I'm a fucking delusional retard. So there's something to be said about that. That's the X factor a lot. What sets people apart for being successful. And it may not be me being successful in what I want to be successful in, but I will be successful because of that mentality. That's the thing.
I'm telling you, if I have any breakthrough in music, you're gonna be my drummer. If you're okay with it,
I don't care.
I would love that.
If you did
you're
that,
so fucking good.
Thank you, man. Seriously, that means a lot. I've never had a.
Best drummer in the Midwest.
That's very scary.
Very talented.
There's some really
I see like the little clips and stuff, and it's like it's very complicated.
There's guys like there's a guy named Zach Dubé. He's from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the best drummers in the world, in my opinion. And he's probably like I think he's around the same age as me.
Mm-hmm.
He's phenomenal. I can show you a video of him. There's another kid that he goes by the name the ginger drummer because he looks like fucking Ron Weasley with a beard. And but he's at Berkeley. He's 19 years old. This kid is one of my favorite drummers, and I'm 15 years older than the kid, but he's fucking brilliant. There's another kid named Porter. I always fuck his last. I think it's Blickhez is his last name, or Blix.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out of California. He's a college kid. He's a phenomenal drummer. He just got picked up by Canopus, not Canopus, Conopus or Canopy, one of the two. It's a drum company. They make really expensive custom drums. And I think he's a Meinl artist now, which Meinl is a very big cymbal company. Then there's another kid named Isaiah Williams, I think his name is, or Isaiah Sanders. Kid's like 16 years old, and he blows away those like choppy black drummers that are double his age. Like he's better than them. And there's guys out there that are in this area, bro, that would just take my dick and rip it off. Like I'm very good. I would say.
Well, I think if you had more time, I think with any of us, any of our crafts, all of our time is being taken fucking away by work and just surviurval. You know what I mean? Like
in our lifestyle. I think that there's going to be a renaissance here pretty soon with maybe my kids' generation or their kids' generation.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Where people are just gonna be like, dude, I don't want to fucking work 50 hours a week. I don't want to. We shouldn't have to live like this. Like, dude, when you're like your family, obviously you know you're not 100% from here. So you're.
I'm 100% not from here.
Well, you're
I'm not 100% from here, but.
I'm saying like you're I don't know how it was when your grandparents were living in Ukraine. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm saying when our grandparents were living here, a father could work a 40-hour week job as a garbage man.
Mm-hmm.
The mom stayed home. The two kids stayed there. They had 2-week fucking vacations with the family. They all went to college. Everybody got a car at some point when it was available.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen unless there's 2 incomes in the household. That's just
people people can't survive anymore. They have to have roommates.
They
have
made
to
it like
live
that, man.
together.
They
They
made
have
it
to
like
work.
this.
Each person has to fucking work 40, 50, 60 hours a week in order to afford one building, one home.
And they made it like that because it's all really a lot of the problems that we have in this world do come down to how the family dynamic is changing. Where you have we're lucky enough that we have someone like her mom or her dad or my parents that come and visit him. So we keep it within the family. We don't send them off to fucking some school that we pay that we just work just to pay for that.
Yeah.
And but a lot of people have to send their kids off to school. Both mom and dad are working, so they're not getting the interaction that the kid giving it to the kid.
What do you think about like moving into big houses with family and stuff? You know how like Indians do it.
Every
shit?
country
Fucking,
does that besides us, dude.
I know.
Like literally, we're the only country. It's like you're 18.
Like
get the fuck out of here.
Say you had another family with you. You could probably afford a house, even though this mortgage would be pretty high, but it'd be a big house, like a $3,000 mortgage for nothing, man. Like you each maybe doing $1,000 each with you include utilities and all that stuff, and that's it. And you have a big enough house to where you could dude, a house that you're paying a mortgage of probably $3,000, you could probably get a really nice fucking crib for that, dude, because that's big, and that's a big fucking mortgage. Now, I know the mortgages are kind of fucked right now, and already people are probably paying that for a regular size house, but, dude, you could have a kitchen upstairs, kitchen in the basement, and you're basically, if you want your alone time, you get your alone time and all this shit, dude. And it's sounding a lot more appealing to me now as we go on. Well, no, I mean, I've been talking about it with Carolina.
I know, but like now that you're talking to me about it, I'm like, yeah, he's making a lot of sense.
It makes sense because now you have more free time. Now, Caroline could stay at home, and she's at home right now, but she has to work, so it's busy. It's fucking busy no matter what because she's trying to take care of the baby as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, thinking about that. I was like, dude, because then everyone would help, and you'd have more free time.
If you go back to the old days,
you'd be a lot less stressed out. So much less stressed out.
Well, if you go to like Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco, that's where all the hippies were hanging out in the beginning of that era. And those guys would buy like the great. I remember watching a documentary with Jerry Garcia talking. He's like, the reason why in Haight-Ashbury they had these huge, beautiful, old Victorian style homes with like 30 rooms in them. And he's like, the reason why we lived in those places is because you could have 15, 20 of your friends. We all had our own rooms, no problem. We were paying $3 a month to live there. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Makes so much more sense. And I think homesteads are going to become more popular soon too, where you're going to have groups of people buying land and living on there with their friends and family.
That's like the main goal.
But a lot of people, dude, you'd be surprised when people have this conversation with, and they're all on the same page. Yep. And I think it's because people are tired of being around all these different people that have all these different kind of, ideas about life. When you could be living with maybe 10 of your friends that you guys are all on the same page, and maybe if you have a little community, you guys live your own lives outside of it, and obviously work or do whatever you do. But you also have a little farm that everybody takes care of a little bit. You have a little thing. Hey,
it's a little family.
Hey, Kyle, looks like you need this fixed. Let me go over there and fix it tonight. That kind of stuff. That's coming back because people like want to feel close. At least I feel that way. I want to be close. Someone's going out with the computer. Oh God, I hope we didn't lose everything.
No, we didn't lose anything. It's still recording and all that stuff.
There.
So fucking.
But yeah,
no, we're good. We're good still.
But home. That's becoming a very popular thing. You remember Brandon Mitchell?
Yeah.
They go to the Forge still, and I talk to him and his wife pretty frequently. And she was saying the same thing about how that's what they want to do eventually. And I'm telling you, I've had other conversations with people. It's a lot of these modern ways of living. People don't want to do it.
Fucking Brandon Mitchell on the fucking lumberjack. Dude. I could see him hitting the lumberjack, dude.
I would have no problem.
Fresh wood?
He's a firefighter.
Yeah.
No, him and his wife are really cool people. I talk to him all the time. But Brandon's always been like that, even when we were younger. So it doesn't surprise me. But yeah, dude, I think that is the move because like you go to, let's say you take Georgia. There's some plots of land where you can get like 10 acres for like 10 grand. Sorry, an acre of land for like 10 grand.
Yeah.
That's nothing, dude.
Georgia is a nice place, man. I know fucking someone we know. I know Steve's going over there. He got a great price.
That guy took his business. He really did. He did some smart. He's a smart businessman. I will give that to him.
Yeah, he got two things.
He's a little bitch.
Whoa!
That guy's the reason why I have a bone spur on my fucking ribs. Dude, that shit. No, sometimes
he gets a little aggressive, man.
If I lean to this side too much, it hurts sometimes. But you know what? I fucked his shoulder up because I almost lost it on like 350 pounds on bench. I was doing it, and I went down, and I almost couldn't get it, and I dropped it. He fucked his shoulder up to save me. It would have smashed my face in.
Ugh.
Yeah, but I think the most I ever got up there was like around that number, like 340. I did 140-pound dumbbells one time. I couldn't do 150s because my hands couldn't fit around the strength-wise. I couldn't put it all around there. But yeah, no, he's freaky athlete. You know what was even crazier? His brother's weird fucking gorilla-looking dude too, dude. He goes to Forge all the time, and I could tell it's Steve's brother because you could just tell by the beard and the body style. He's bigger than Steve. It's scary. And he doesn't look like he works. He doesn't look like Steve at all. Like Steve's ripped. He's not like that. He's kind of like average looking. This guy's doing 315 on bench for like sets and shit. I'm like, dude, this guy. That family's just freaky. Like,
that's with the genetics.
Yeah,
man.
they're freaky people.
Everyone's huge.
Yeah, everybody. Even their sister's like 6'2". I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Softball. I think she plays softball.
I think she was a volleyball girl. I think she was a softball. I think one of them does because he has a younger sister. I think she did. But yeah, no, anyways. Homesteading. We should. I guess I could, if I had the ability to have like 2 acres, 3 acres, have a small farm, and have like 10 houses of my buddies around. That'd be so cool.
It'd be nice. It's just fucking.
You don't make it a cult. You live your lives outside of it, and when there's things that need to be.
Yeah, there'd be no cult, dude. The second one of you get overconfident and they're like, "There's a church I just built," and you're gonna say,
Everybody goes.
No, you didn't.
What do you mean, Kyle? We have our meeting today.
I know.
Like, what do you mean? I can't go.
Fuck.
You're going. Dude, some of those cults are crazy. Like there was this one that I remember. This is such a weird memory I'm pulling out right now. I was at Lainey Anderson's apartment with Connor and me, and I think it was just us three. I don't know if there was anybody else there. We were watching this like getting stoned, or watching this documentary about this church, right? And this cult. And dude, like in the guy who was like the cult leader just started fucking everybody, even the dudes. Like, and all these dudes were like, he told us this is what had to be done, and I just did it. I was like, what? Like
that's where they fuck up.
How do you it's like, is it a mixture? Is it you're that great of a convincer? Or are you that fucking retarded? Or is it just you got lucky as a great convincer to find people that were that fucking retarded?
Well,
they're not
lost
retarded.
people.
They're broken.
Yeah,
What cults do, they take very weak people that need help, and they convince them that this is the way.
This guy was slamming ass like crazy. In fact, they show us the fucking like videotaped every single one of them, dude. They show us like a clip of one where he's dude, we didn't expect it. And I just remember Connor going like, whoa. And like, dude, it's like him. It was like some dude laying flat and him just slamming into him. Like slamming into him. And I was like, it was like only like 2 seconds. And the fucking dude that did it, the cult leader, was like painted entirely gold.
Oh, God.
I'm not even joking.
He's gone too far.
It was a privilege getting fucked by him.
He was slamming. Dude, this guy was getting slammed. It wasn't the first time either. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro. And like, how do you...
Dude.
You could be... I've been broken many times.
That's something out of nightmares, dude. Just this naked
you can't get away because
man.
I don't know if he started killing people or getting them beat up because like other cult members would be like, you can't leave. You know what I mean? Like if someone got smart, they'd all take him out.
Makes sense because he still got the hardcore followers, dude. It's like that religious person in scary movies that fucks everything up, dude.
Well, now let me tell you,
Lord, it's coming down. Like in The Mist. There was that one lady in the convenience shop, and she was like, "It's God, it's God," and I liked the guy shot her in the head. It was good, but yeah, she fucks everything up. The monsters get in, dude.
Sometimes in crisis situations like that, when there's a person losing their mind, and there's a group of us, not just myself. I could lose my mind by myself and be fine. But like, if there's like 10 of us, and one person, maybe he's a part of our group. He just came and he's crazy too. You got to make a decision. I'm sorry, and it's a brutal one because you know what? Like just like Tom Cruise in fucking Royal Worlds, dude, where that guy was losing his mind. Tim Robinson's character. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
And he's like, do you understand if you don't be quiet what I'm gonna have to do?
He comes in.
Tom knew the assignment.
He walks in, he shuts the door. The guy turns around. He's like, he just knows, dude. Fucking sometimes step you ever take. How fast do you think you guys would switch if like an apocalypse situation?
Like lose my mind?
No more laws, no police, nothing. How fast do you think you guys could flip that switch?
Well, the thing is,
that, like, you have
this
no
is
more
happening
rules.
type of thing. Like,
There's no more rules. You have to protect who you're with, and you might have to start like killing people.
So for me, my love for my friends has existed in all aspects. So it's like, and my family. So I'm gonna not. That's not gonna, just because there's no laws doesn't mean I'm not gonna do what I have.
Phones.
Right?
No phones. What the fuck do you do with that?
What I'm saying is like there's no reason why I would lose my mind with them. But if you're just some random dude,
you can't call the cops now, kid.
But like if there's some loony that like enters our situation somehow. Let's say it's us, like our guys in the group of people that we know. And there's just 2 oddball people or 1 oddball person that comes out of somehow they ran into us. And we're like, oh, yeah, you know what? We'll help you out. And they start losing their mind doing shit. Like, I'm sorry. I'm going to be like, listen, dude, we're going to kill you if you don't stop. And I'm going to say that to him. I don't care. Like, it's not a switch thing.
But hold on. I think there's a problem with that right there. Because now he knows, I might get killed here, dude. So one, he could flee. That's right. Or he could start taking us all out one by one, dude. Start turning us. So I think what we need to do is you don't tell him. You just kill him.
No, we also have no, because there's got to be some law. There's got to be some order in some aspect. We just have a conversation. Hey, that guy. There's something wrong with him. And I know that usually when I'm on that ship, you usually are too. So I know that you'll be like, yeah, he's got to go. And I'm like, all right, awesome. And then we'll talk to you and talk to other people. And if we all agree, but if a person says, I don't think we should, I'll hear them out and want to hear their reasoning. If it's logical, I'll be like, okay, we'll give it a chance. But if it's not, I'm like, you want to die too? No, I'm joking. I wouldn't.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't do that.
He's flipped pretty good.
No, I'm joking. I wouldn't do that too. But I'm saying if someone has a logical reason why this person that's acting crazy, if they can get this person to chill out, I'm cool with it. But if they start acting nuts and causing issues, or like if there's like zombies and they're adding a lot of like exposure to us, you're gonna get killed. Like it's just logic. Like I have to do it. If there's 10 of us, you're acting crazy. That means 9 of us are cool. You need to go. Like that's how it is. But I'm not gonna do outlandish shit. Like I'm not gonna start like, oh, there's no laws. I'm gonna rape people. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
Bad. No, I was just going towards killing, dude. I don't think any of our.
Not a good look.
Because I think the only thing we're capable of is really just killing. I don't think any of us would rape.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't. There has to be romance if there's.
Has to be love.
Yeah, I guess.
Nice,
I like to give
gentle.
smooches. I don't like to get fought when I have sex.
What about you? You think you're flipping?
I think
Flipping
you'd be on
like
the
in
same
what
board.
direction? I'll be the same person I am. I would
That's what
just
I'm
have to be like obviously very cautious
You
and
know,
try to
this is
find my
actually really
food
funny you
and
asked
make
this.
sure I have a tribe, that I fit in and shit, and that's it.
And everything, it's all
Simple
about
man.
But when it's in that situation, it's all about your contribution more than ever. So if you're
Yeah.
in a group of people,
I'll fucking sing songs while you guys murder somebody or
you
something.
also, that would
Who's
be
the
hor-
real
you might be
crazy?
horrible at being
Who's
to
the
get
real
murdered to
crazy?
a soundtrack. That'd be awful. All your nice songs. and
We'll
you
make it a
just-
tradition, dude.
Ross
Like,
just sits down. The guy goes, "Who the fuck are you?" He goes,
it's
well,
time,
man.
buddy.
He's like, "You're about to have a bad day." And he's like, "What the fuck?" He fucking
Playing
said,
some real nice song to him, and then all of a sudden I come back, axe to the head. So he's like lulled into death. So we made it nice,
I'll find a way to fit in without being physical.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. He'll just be the nice guy, the guy you never want to fucking see, dude. They'll have rumors about him.
That's what I'm saying. It'll become like a legend. Like, did you hear the guitar music?
Did you see the guitar guy?
Yeah, dude, that'd be fucking dope.
Or like, where's Jerry been? The guitar guy came. Jerry's gone.
Dude, I want to be a ghost. That's like a fucking legend ghost.
But like the thing is, like, you gotta come so non-intimidating, just so like where the guy's like, this is the person I can take this guy out, and then all of a sudden Kyle with a. Like, fucking- they don't know about the other people. They just think it's you. When you come around, they're like, this guy's nice. He's just like a really good guy, And then just like,
They can't look it up. They're just like,
yeah, there's no videos on YouTube.
You say, "Hey, you got a phone?" Of course you don't. Let me play you a song. They're like, "Oh no, it's the guitar man."
Yeah, and then he's cool. He's like, oh, this guy's like, nice. He seems like a good guy. And then all of a sudden, he's getting his head bashed in by someone like us.
Ethan Ted.
Will that make me crazy? Maybe like if I'm playing and
I mean,
watching this. And like,
But it might be
probably get-
inspirational.
Then again, you might start enjoying it too.
Yeah, you might enjoy it.
Depending on how, we have no more, there's no more entertainment really, So it's just kind of like, maybe you accept it one day and you're like, this is who I am. I choose when people live and die. And then, yeah, dude, you just whenever you play the song.
What if
next
that's
thing you know,
what if
we
what if
go
this
into town, you do it,
alternate
everyone
universally
stares.
made was ultimately why you've learned instruments was to become the guitar man.
The guitar man.
that would be cool.
We put this out there. 2 days later, the world ends. I'd be like, dude,
This is it.
I would probably
This is my time to
I
shine.
would probably
dude.
call you and be like, hey man, you're the guitar man. It's a real thing.
No, you don't have a phone, can't call him.
Damn. Well, I'm gonna. Either you have to come again close, but you have to have a jacket that says the guitar man.
The
in the
guitar
back of it.
man.
No, I don't think I would just be simple. Just never know. Nonchalant. You never know.
Poncho.
Like you might even ask him, like, "How's your day going, man?" You seem like a really good. Like, let him get it all out, and then they die.
And then he whips
Well, I
out
have
the
to
guitar.
choose. Like if I like him, he's cool. But don't ask me to play the guitar.
No. The only time.
I hear you're a good guitar player. You're like, I wish you didn't say that.
God damn
Kyle
it.
comes out with a loincloth and a club. The guy's like, what? Oof. I don't know why I see it like that, but that's
Wait,
the
I would have to have Kyle with me at all
Yeah,
times.
all times.
So
At
we
all
have a horse and a
times. I just can't be seen. I can never
They
be
can't
seen.
know about you.
a horse
They
and,
won't-
the carriage, and you could be in the back of the carriage in like a fucking cell or something.
And they won't know.
Like, just waiting for you to be
ting,
summoned.
ting, ting. Like the fucking Inglorious Bastards, like the Jew, the bear Jew.
Bear Jew.
Yeah, I will say that lawless. There is an order, but I feel like sometimes society dictates a lot of the situation of what's normal, what's not normal. In any aspect. Hence, what we have going on right now, society is saying that all this LGBT, transgender, all this crazy shit is okay, and there's no order that needs to be done. So society does that, but there is like a group of like 10 people could sit down and be like, "This is our little town we have. These are the things we don't do." You agree? You agree? It makes sense. Everybody will agree with that. You don't need a fucking cop for that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like lawlessness comes when there's too many people. That's why the city is so fucked up. That's why there's less crime here than there is in the city, or at least less serious crime than there is in the city, because you got 3 million people in a fucking area. All different kinds of walks of life and concepts living in one little area, and some impoverished, some very rich. It's too much. So it's like when you have a small group of people, there'll be less lawlessness, in my opinion. Unless you guys are a group of lawless people, like you just like outlaws or something.
Well, I feel like
But
some
even
farms-
outlaws have creeds, have codes.
Well, people tend to like group together. Like if they're similar, they'll group in the same area. So I feel
That's
like
why
you would have
Chicago's
like
the opposite, because Chicago has a bunch of people that aren't on the same page,
right.
living in all these.
Well,
different
that's neighborhoods. Like you could have people, and it's culture too, and it's just survival and how they brought up too.
But I just think that if you have the smaller the groups, the better, easier it is for those groups to live in a like a very calm and peaceful, enriching life.
That is true.
I believe that. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm open to being wrong, but I just in any aspect when there's too much of something or someone, it
Like
becomes
I think about this often. Like, what would happen if the government just all of a sudden shut down and people did have free will? Like, what would happen?
you would have some people that do shitty shit that did shitty shit before. You're not going to be a
And the
shitty
people
person
would
and be
have
like,
to take care of it.
Well, it's like if I'm a good person, I'm always going to be a good person I'm just not going to feel bad.
You'd
if
have a
someone else
group.
in it.
You'd have a group of people that would try to take over.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
There'd be a group out there that would try to take over, and there'd be so many like little tiny gang wars and stuff like that. Because in the city, one of those gangs is going to try to take over the city.
Well, look what happened in Colorado with the fucking the cartels. They went in there and the Hell's Angels had to go there.
Yeah, the Hell's Angels. I heard about that.
Yeah,
it's Venezuela.
And that shit. Those guys had to come in there and do business because the government was going to help out with
Like those, you saw the clip when they went in the fucking the apartment complex. They were kicking in motherfuckers' doors and stuff like that.
They don't fuck around.
Happily, they got those fucking people. They got them.
Good.
Those fucking people, and they shipped them fucking
But
to. Where are they putting them all right now, dude?
I have no idea. Probably.
It's not Venezuela. I forgot. They had a talk, and the guy was like, "Yeah, send them over here. I'll put them right in the prison." I was like, "Oh."
There's El Salvador, I think it is.
Yeah.
El Salvador. That guy doesn't fuck around, dude. He's trying to save his country, like fix his
Holy
country.
moly, dude.
A lot of like Argentina. What other? El Salvador. Those countries really got fucked by like liberalism, communism type shit, and they like a bottle of water is like $8. Like it just like everything's fucked in their country. And these new people like that El Salvadorian guy, he's trying to fix his country and actually do a good job. So I'm waiting for the government for the U.S. to start saying he's a murderer. He kills people and rapes them. Like it's all gonna come out, and then they're gonna they do that. Any country that starts doing well and a guy that's actually a good leader and trying to get away from all the Western bullshit is doing something. The U.S. is like, we got to defend freedom for the people, and it's not real.
They go fuck them.
Yeah.
They go fuck 'em.
Fucked up. It's actually really fucked up. I mean, there's even like stories about Gaddafi.
Yeah.
That were
that was one. He was trying to get away from
the gold standard. He
Yeah.
wanted to have his own country's currency, and that wasn't happy with the bank reserve. Didn't like that. So all of a sudden, he's this genocidal maniac. When you can actually read his journal, he talks nothing about I want my people to do well. My country should be better. Like we could be doing better things. And like you read that journal, and they're saying he was killing millions of people, and he wasn't at all. There's like no evidence of that. It's a lot of it. Like we're force fed just shit. And like, there's this like narrative in America that we're like this superpower. We got to defend the world from the. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's all for money and power and taking over land. It's just not. It's not spiritual anymore in the sense of like back in the day when there was like warriors with swords and shields. It's all computer and I own this land, and it's just all a bunch of bullshit now. It's not the same as it was. So it's not honorable even.
Dude, if I could go back in time, I would go back to swords and shields.
That'd be awesome. Dude.
Just to watch.
It's honorable.
I just want to watch.
But I will say,
you can go back in time to go watch things.
Oh.
Like I'd want to watch the crucifixion. I'd want to watch fucking.
Shit.
I know.
That's gruesome.
Jesus looks at you, hey Kyle, you can step in any time, dude.
Anytime you want, bud.
You know what happens.
You know what's gonna happen, dude.
But obviously there's descriptions of it, but you're not really, you can think about what's happening. Yeah, and it's horrible, but if you actually saw it, that'd be a whole different thing. Listen, I know that may come off funky, okay, but it would be
Have you ever heard of the
wild
chronovisor?
to see. The what?
Chronovisor?
I feel like it sounds familiar, but
So it's something that they say is in the Vatican. A lot of it is, again, people say it's bullshit. But this chronovisor is this kind of like, I forgot how the guy invented it. He was a Vatican priest in the science department, and
Is it a time machine?
It's not. It's a time machine, but it really isn't. You can look into it, and somehow it said like the radiation from those times.
The magic mirror on the wall.
Still around.
mirror, mirror on the wall, show me the crucifixion of Jesus.
You can take pictures, and apparently they have pictures, and you can look them on the internet. But people have discredited them and said they're just paintings that they just changed the contrast and the color.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's a picture of Jesus teaching the Sermon on the Mount. Doing the Sermon on the Mount, not teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like one of Abraham Lincoln at the during the Civil War, like sitting there talking to troops.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks real, but it really was just paintings that they made look embellished, as they say. But yeah, apparently this little tool, you put these goggles on, you can like see these time periods and stuff and see real things.
In the next 100 years, I wouldn't be surprised the kind of shit that they're coming up with and already have.
Well, again, it's
The military has a lot of wild things for sure.
Would you want to go back in time and see those things? It'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
What I just said I did. I'd want to go back only there. I don't give a fuck about dinosaurs and shit like that. Maybe it'd be cool, but I really just want to see what like people did. I know, right? Because you don't believe in dinosaurs, but maybe there is. If we went back in time and there were dinosaurs, what would you say? You would say,
I was wrong. But then again, then I'd be able to take a person that says Jesus didn't exist and be like, there he is, right there.
Well, maybe I think Jesus existed, but maybe people just think he was just a guy who resisted the Romans.
Well, there's a lot of I believe that, and also like there's like things that talk about that God that the whole like her being a virgin thing was really just a lie, so the Christians could look better because really she cheated on Joseph with a mystic.
Yeah, realistically, you'll never really know. It's just all about faith.
And also, there's got to be
I have faith.
Jesus Christ, because you're telling me that Jesus was 33 when he died. So they were together for I don't know how many years. So at least 33 years. Joseph and Mary were married. So you're telling me they didn't have kids in those 33 years that whole time? So
Maybe,
there's got to be someone there that there's a direct descendant. I just don't know how you have to find something with blood on it.
You know what else might be all right is seeing what's the place called? What's Sodom and Gomorrah? What was the town that got fucking
Babylon?
demolished by God?
Oh.
Was it Babylon? I don't know. Where they all were going crazy and just all fucking each other.
Yeah, Babylon. If you turned and looked at it.
And then the two people that were able to leave.
Yeah.
Sodom and Gomorrah, I guess, right?
No, Sodom and Gomorrah is.
Or is that? That's the town.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know who the fuck were the two people that were able
from the Bible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were able to go.
If you looked at it,
but before these people were able to go, it was just in the story that all these people wanted to bust in the crib and they wanted to fuck them. They wanted to fuck them. Supposedly an angel came down and of course they looked.
The Cupid, right?
Well, no, I don't know. There was these angels that came down that were supposed to protect these two people in the house to get them out. They needed to leave because God was going to smite the place and turn everybody to dust, basically, or salt.
Back.
Yeah, and he said, don't look back, otherwise you'll turn to a pillar of salt. That's where that lady looks back. And I forgot the fucking name of her, but she looks back, turns into salt. Ah! And he keeps going.
Okay.
But it would be an odd thing to see, like, if that was actually it. Was it God, or did someone just nuke?
Right now.
If someone just nuked the place, dude.
When you just said that, I just feel like Jordan Peterson. Well, what is salt? Like I say, I just feel like because I'm thinking like there's a metaphor there, like of God, like your getting away from your bad past and don't look back because you'll just go right back and stay where you're at. It's
yeah,
kind of
so
like
you're looking at the story as a metaphor, not like.
Well, and I believe maybe it is like that, but I'm saying there's so much more than just the actual literal meaning of it. Where there's like a metaphorical meaning behind that too. But you should want to destroy your past if you're a bad person. If you're doing bad things, you need to get away from it entirely. There is no looking back. There isn't. Whether it's a drug addiction, a bad girlfriend, anything, you have to let it burn and go away and just never look at it again because pillar of salt means you're going nowhere.
That's so funny you're talking about that because in the video I want to burn two pianos and that's like letting go of the past.
Symbolically. There is so like the Bible, I believe the stories some of them are real. I believe that but also the problem is I believe that I think I might have touched on this in our last podcast. I believe that your religion is dictated by your heritage. I'm like no matter where you point the stick, Christianity is a Middle Eastern religion. So is Islam and so is Judaism. I am not from the Middle East. I have no Middle Eastern blood in me. I'm Nordic and I'm Celtic and I'm also Basque, whatever the fuck that is.
Basque?
Basque is like the oldest Proto-European.
The Basilis.
Not Basilis, but Basque. They're like from Germany and France area, so that's where my German blood probably comes from. But and that's it. Okay. So I should be gravitating towards more of the religions that make more sense to me. And when I do research these religions, I feel more closer to things like Zeus and the Nordic gods like Odin and Loki. When I learn about the stories, they're so much more interesting and more godlike. There's none of this. The problem with the Christianity that I find, I learn a lot of things, and there's beauty in every religion to take from. There is. You can't lie about that. But the thing is that Christianity has this self-loathing. I don't want to fucking feel like I didn't do anything wrong. I don't want to have this original sin tied to my back. I do believe that there is generational sin, but there's like this self-loathing of like, there's no, God is more of like a perfect figure than a relatable person. Whereas like in places like in things like in Norse mythology or Greek mythology, even though they're gods, they have insatiable sexual hungers. They do everything to excess. They actually live like gods, and it seems more believable. More palpable. Because if you're going to tell me that it's crazy to believe that there's a guy like Odin or a guy like Hercules in Greek mythology, or like that, but Jesus walked on water in front of her during a storm.
What if Greek mythology is just like Marvels for us? You know what I mean?
Well, it's all. I mean, there's possibility of that, but these are stories that happened years. But these are stories before the idea, the concept of the superhero.
No.
I mean, these are old situations. Now, do I believe that? Because Christianity is essentially...
Well, it could still be like superhero in a sense because they saw people revolt. They saw people go against the fucking natural order of things with, with...
But also Christianity is a Jewish religion, too. And that's the thing, too, is it's all it is like the ultimate form of Judaism, except for like some of the weird stuff that they do. But like,
you never know until you die, man, and then maybe you won't even know then.
Dude,
I think you're reincarnated.
Have you guys ever watched interviews with NDEs? Like people that are like pretty much went to the other side and came back.
Oh yeah.
I'm obsessed with those, dude.
But also they say that your brain's alive for 30 minutes before you do die fully, and also you get the most crazy blast of DMT you'll ever have in your life. Yeah, so it's going to be whatever you want it to be if you make it.
But when people leave when the brain's 100% dead. There's completely no electricity, no pulse, and brain's completely fucked. The heart stopped. And people leave outside their body and they can tell what's going on in the operating room. And then they leave to certain areas. Like, you know how you said you wanted to go in time and like see different things?
Yeah.
Some souls choose to like go and check out different time periods. They can see everything all at once. It's just all will. It's all of their intention, and like I think it's so fucking cool. Like
Well, it's cool because it's an unknown unknown. That's why you can't even fathom the idea of dying.
It'd be cool to
because we've never
experience and then come
experienced
back.
it.
It's
Yeah.
like
When you dream and you die, the reason why you don't know what it's like, you don't actually die, you wake up because your brain doesn't know the concept of like this is it.
there's a movie about it. There's a movie. They keep killing this lady because she wants to keep seeing the other
Lazarus
side.
Effect.
Lazarus Effect. It's fucking
Well,
good.
she got fucked up from it though, pretty
Well,
bad.
something else like
It
I
came
think
back with
something
her.
else got
Something
to
came
her.
back with her.
Dude, it is wild. They keep killing, but then something comes like
Back with her,
basically takes her body in a sense, man.
She fucks up
Oh,
everybody.
dude, it is
Right.
fucking sick, dude. That's
Everybody.
cool. It's
I
cool
gotta
to
watch
think
it.
because
But-
you probably could do it if you had someone. Now it's risky. Obviously, it's risky.
Yeah, a lot of
but you could
NDAs.
have somebody
A lot of
kill you.
NDAs.
You could have someone kill you and then bring you back to life before you're fucking brain dead when you come back, or just don't come
Right.
back. But I don't know. I've thought about it, but I'd have to be like lost everyone. I'm not here for anybody anymore, and
Right.
I'm like, hey, I want to try this, but I just don't want to die yet. So just let's try to kill me, but bring me back, and then go from there.
You know, I can
write some books.
I think to me it is. I like to take things as they come, and when I'm supposed to die is when I'm supposed to die. I don't want to dick around with anything like that. But I think it's reincarnation. I think that you're in everybody's and it goes along with your life path number and all that stuff. But I think it has to do with whatever. Wherever you're at, whatever you've done, wherever you're at in your soul experience, there's an ultimate form of you, and some people are in different parts of their life like that. Like,
Do you think you want to reincarnate, or could you stray off the trail of reincarnation?
I don't know. Well, I think that with the life. So let me just explain myself more. So, I believe that you're reincarnated. This is based on just things I've talked about with other people and just things I've read and researched myself. So, I mean, it's also a little bit of my own, point connecting the dots. But I believe that you're reincarnated, and everybody is reincarnated and has their own lifeline or soul, like you said. But you just keep going in different parts. Every time you go into a new body, you're in a different part of whatever the ultimate form is going to be. So you might be closer to the ultimate Taras in a different life. Maybe it's not this one. Maybe it's the next one. Maybe I'm 5 lives away from being the ultimate Zach and doing everything I want to do. But every life you pick up something. You do a little bit better. You're supposed to. And if you don't, you come back as something less than you were before. And you have to keep working back and working back. That's what I believe. And I believe that every life that you live, you chose to be this Taras. Years in celestial world, you chose to be Kyle. I chose to be Zach. It's almost like metaphorically you signed a contract. You looked at the life you have and where you want to be, and then you looked what they're offering, and that's what you took. Instead of doing that or not being alive, you chose this Taras. Now I know that sounds crazy because you've been through some trauma. I know you have. So have I.
Dude, I mean, I sometimes I think about my life and I think, oh, this sucked, this was difficult. Why is this happening? But then if I look back and when I was a young kid, I asked for this shit. Like I asked to have an interesting life. I wanted to fill
The
a
universe
lot of
is
different.
weird like that, isn't it?
Dude, I asked. I wanted to fill all types of shoes. I wanted to learn what it's like to be around like rich people, how to be poor, how to do this, how to struggle a little bit. Because now I see like beauty in all the ugly things, which I would probably, if I was younger, I'd be like, oh, sucks. Now it's like, oh, I like this. This is interesting. What can I learn from
Well,
this?
it's a mature way of looking at things. It's called being it's sounds stupid like a dad, but it's being an adult. It's having
And I have so many perspective on things that other people don't have. They don't understand.
And
now that I'm being
that's an
older.
amazing thing to realize in life too. And hearing different perspectives is the only way you can even begin to strengthen your own perspective.
Yeah.
Because how could I ever argue with you about your perspective if I don't even know why the fuck you think that way? That's where I realized that arguing and debating is kind of gay. Because at the end of the day, if you are so hell bent on something, and I am too, there's no way I'm going to convince you on it. Very rarely you can. And honestly, I don't want to be able to convince you because you know what that means? That means that your morals are easy to break down. All I got to do is convince you on some aspect, something different. And I know it sounds crazy, but still.
I just take everything with like, oh, cool, you know this, interesting. I'm gonna put it in my file cabinet, and if when I need it, I can observe it.
Well, I just want
or
to know why
use it
people
somewhere else.
because like if I feel strongly about something, I want to know why someone feels that why they do because I assume they want to know why I feel the way I do, especially if it's something outlandish like the things I talk about sometimes. People really do have a problem with some of the stuff I do say. Whether it's true or not.
There's just a personality. You like there's a people that are just very like they're like horses. You know how they have those blinders and they only see this little sliver of information and they don't like look outside.
Well, I think that also it's like vantage points. It's like everybody's at a different level. That's why if you have a room with 5 people, you're going to hear 5 different stories.
Yeah.
And the person that doesn't tell the different stories, the person you kind of have to worry about. You know what I mean? Like, who is that person? They don't have their own viewpoints. It's like fence sitters. Like, I love Joe Rogan. He's one of the reasons why he inspired me to start a podcast. But at the end of the day, I've seen many, many times where he has to be a fence sitter because of his sponsors, because of people he knows, his lifestyle. Which I get. You got to do what you got to do. But I would rather be a person that dies on my morals than be someone that says, this, but it doesn't really mean that. And I think that's very cowardice. Like it's like who cares? The people, if you offend someone, I would be less offended if you told me you hated me, but you had reasons behind it, than to pretend you like me and talk shit about me behind my back.
You know what's funny? I don't hate anybody anymore. The older I get too. Do you remember hating somebody? I don't remember the last time I actually hated somebody.
I don't know if it's hard for me to hate people because the opposite of hate isn't love, and the opposite of love isn't hate. It's indifference. If you hate someone, you obviously have feelings towards them, regardless if they're good or bad. So for me, I've definitely felt indifferent about people.
But no, like that feeling of hate, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I hate you.
That initial thing, yes, I get angry, but my thing is I usually will think about it for a while. Then after a couple of days, I'm like, dude, don't even waste your time. Like that, you're not. Who cares if you don't like that person? Don't talk to them. Don't hang out with them. You want to be around them. Very easy. There's people I don't like at our work, but I just avoid them.
Yeah, I get slightly bothered once in a while, but then I like let it go, and then I'm like, oh, I'm fine.
I can't say I hate anybody enough to like want to fucking murder them. So dislike people, yeah. But
I just avoid them. I'm too old for that.
I think that's how it happens with age.
Yeah.
I just seen so many people in like when I was growing up that just have genuine evil hate towards other people, and I don't see that anymore. I don't know if that's like the consciousness of the world changing, or is that just culture?
See the hate? Like you don't see the hate anymore?
Not in my personal life anymore.
I was gonna say you probably don't watch the news.
No, I don't watch the news.
Well,
no.
That's why you feel that way, because the news is bad.
But I see clips of people just like Wah! For stupid reasons, that I don't understand.
Well, it's because it's not the average person. The average person doesn't give a fuck about what the media is saying. Like if you and I, Ari Shaffir, even though I think he's an absolutely deplorable person, he said a point like walk outside. Like, there's nothing, I could go anywhere right now unless I'm in a really seedy area because if I go to fucking O Block and I'm white, probably going to have a problem. But you go there, you're looking for that, But, like, walk outside right now, dude. No one's getting killed. No one's getting blamed. There's not a white guy shouting at a black guy to get the fuck off his lawn. There's no Mexican dude and black. There's none of that right now. And it's like, that's what people need to do. Is just fucking go outside. If you don't like certain people, stay away from them. Pretty simple. And it's just like, I don't know, people make a big deal about it just because the media shows you every bad example they possibly can of everything. Even the Whatever podcast, that's a symptom of modernity. Of course, if you take a certain group of bitches, like high-end OnlyFans chicks, or these TikTok bubble-headed chicks, and put them on your fucking podcast, of course you're going to think every fucking girl's retarded when you say that's the average chick. My wife's not like that. Your girl's not like that. You know what I mean? It's not true. It's such a, like, those guys, like, I like Andrew Wilson, for instance. You know Andrew Wilson, the guy that's on Whatever, the guy that argues all the time on the Whatever podcast?
He's like short,
with
black hair.
Yeah, with a
Christian guy.
Yeah. That guy, I like him. But the problem is he's so Catholic and so cucked by his theology that he doesn't look at things differently. And it's like, dude, you're cucked too. Like the whole red pill versus blue pill, I'm black pilled by this point. And that's the only way to live life, in my opinion, because for instance, in taking girls, the blue pill guy will be like, if you just should talk about her feelings and touch her and rub her down, she'll treat you really, really nice. And it's not the case. She'll fucking some other dude. Girls don't like sensitive guys. It gives them the ick. But then you have the red pill guy. It's like, don't worry, King. Just get to the gym, lift, work out. You'll be fine. And that's not the case.
I mean, what idea out there is really worth dying on your shield for? You know what I'm saying?
Me?
Yeah. Like, what idea do you think out there is really worth dying? Other than say,
Israel needs to burn.
Say, okay, all right. We could say, like, put aside love. Obviously, you'll die for your family. You die for the loyalty to your friends and all this shit. But like, any idea of like what is right and wrong, what you think is right? Do you think there's anything out there that's worth dying like on your shield for, like these other fucking people?
Yeah. Yes, but I don't believe you should be. They're not dying on their shield. Any of these people that are on YouTube, you're on YouTube. For instance, let's take a Charlie Kirk or a Shank, the guy from the Young Turks. Those guys are polar opposites. They argue all the time. Those guys, as much as they are strong representations of every political parties they're a part of, they would never, ever run for office or any kind of political power because they have to actually stand towards what they say. They actually have to. They can't just be a puppet. They actually have to do things. So, I mean, those people aren't dying for anything. They're just saying stuff. They're not doing anything. They're just saying, hey, I'm on the right side, so this is the side I'm saying. I'm on the left side, I'm saying this. It's not, anybody dying for anything.
You think those people will create the people that go insane?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, they do.
People really believe these things. You really believe Charlie Kirk, dude? I will sell it to that guy is not that intelligent. He's very well trained, very well read, but he's not that intelligent. And plus, I don't trust people that had that big of a head and that small of a face and that much gum to teeth ratio. Anyways, beside the fact, I respect a lot of his viewpoints, but he is an Israel shill. He backs Israel for no reason other than he thinks it's the right thing to do, which I think is wrong because we're literally watching a genocide. Our tax dollars are paying for a genocide of the Palestinian people there, so it's crazy to me. But you take someone like him; those guys aren't dying for anything. They make people crazy. They're there for views, and I'll say that to Parker or Hassan Piker, the guys that are on the left, and I'll say it to fucking Che. The only person I can kind of give it to, Candace Owens. Because her and I align a lot of the same things. I don't really believe women should have that kind of influence in the world, in my opinion. I'm not trying to be weird. I just think that it's just not good. Like women aren't meant for that kind of stuff, and it's not sexism. It's just nature decided these things thousands and thousands of years ago. The reason why we try to change them, I don't know why. But she's even gotten out of the spotlight, became a mom, and raising her kids more. But still, she's probably the only one I would say truly dies for what she says. But all those other guys, they're all fake. I don't believe it. I think they all talk to each other. I think they all hang out. They all know each other. They're too chatty. These like
little chatty Cathys.
Well,
man.
they're just like, it's like when this new guy I got, Dean. He's a friend of this Parker guy and Destiny. They're all like the same kind of guys. And they start doing these like ambush things at Charlie Kirk rallies, and it's all like really dramatic. Like, you're a pussy, you'll never talk to me. And Charlie's like, nah, It's like, dude, this is like a fucking movie. This isn't even real. These guys aren't real. This
Makes
is all
it
just
fun.
bullshit. I know, but it's just bullshit, dude. And people really do believe in this stuff. Like, they really wholeheartedly feel that this and that makes people crazy, like you said. But these people aren't dying for anything.
Makes it fun. You think there's a lot of fake people out there? There's a theory out there that says there's only 144,000 real souls on this planet. Only 144,000.
Oh yeah, that aren't NPCs.
Yeah, that aren't NPCs. Everyone else is kind of just there.
I don't know. I think there are people that are hardcore NPCs. That are they never will be able to. I don't think I am, just based on my frequency. What I.
But that's the trick, though. Right?
But then again, I could be wrong.
Maybe that's the trick. Everyone doesn't think they're NPC. They think they're changes, and they think they're the main character. All these different things. You think you're the real.
That's why.
One.
But I think everybody has.
Out at the end when you die, just darkness. And then
but I've had NPC moments.
You're like, woo.
I've had NPC moments when I think back to I haven't really changed much in terms of just the things I love to do in the past 20 years. And, I wasted a lot of time doing things with people, partying a lot. Like, I could have still been friends with all you guys and not wasted my time smoking a bunch of weed, partying, doing a bunch of drugs. But I did that stuff because I thought that's how I was supposed to do things. You know how many parties I went to, bro, where it wasn't anything to do with you guys, but I felt extremely uncomfortable. I do not like parties. I realized that I do not like partying. I thought I did, but really it was only there to, like, meet girls and, like, just to, like, hopefully bang someone.
So you're saying that that's, like, NPC behavior?
Well,
what is an NPC then?
NPC to me is, like, doing things that aren't doing anything. You're just there.
But everything you do in your life is an experience. So if like a person's partied when they're young, they're experiencing what
all
life
the things
has
you
to
went
offer.
to, the bad things you went to were experiences.
Yeah,
you didn't necessarily need to have them. But I'm saying that, like,
need to, maybe not.
But what I'm saying is that there's a certain I'm trying to develop a way where I'm not wasting so much time. The things that I'm doing in my life every day are going towards the ultimate goal of what I want.
Yeah, so then you're playing the game.
Talking to him about this.
But what I'm saying is that when you're
not an NPC.
I know. I'm not saying I am, but I've had NPC moments where I'm sitting there doing drugs for hours and hours. Like,
I walk around work like an NPC, just fucking straight back. Everyone sees me, they're like, "What are you, the fucking Terminator, dude?" I go, "Nah, just a robot, bro."
But
just run around real
it's also
quick.
people that don't have alternate views, that believe things like Charlie Kirk or like all that kind of. They believe all this political stuff. Guys that really think our forefathers were these amazing men, which they were, very intelligent, satanic worshiping weird men. But they were, but still, like, the people that like die for like 1776, guys that do all that kind of stuff. Like those people that
George Washington, dude.
guys that watch the fucking guys that
I'm
watch.
gonna eat you with my fucking horse teeth, man.
Or guys that like watch the Costco people.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
We're Costco guys. Of course we had to try the new double chunk chocolate cookie.
Like the guys, the double chocolate chunk cookie.
That
People
shit,
that watch
dude,
that, those are
shit
NPCs.
drives me insane, man.
People that don't have any.
They look
drive.
scary, dude. This kid and his dad like scare me, dude. It's a thing of nightmares.
Hey,
dude.
guess what religion they are? But anyways,
I saw a guy mimic it the other day. He goes, "We're Costco guys. I eat my fucking whatever that
chicken bake.
My chicken bake with a full 10 strip. He puts a 10 strip of acid on there and eats it, dude." I was like, this dude's either lying or he does this way too fucking much, dude. Because I see this guy do it at Disneyland. I see him do it everywhere. I'm like, dude, what? No way. I'm not eating a 10 strip in Costco, dude.
I mean, it also affects people differently. There's people that can take like 500 milligram edibles and be like, "Oh, I'm fine." Like Luke Engstrom can do that.
It's true, I guess.
But I mean,
Yeah, well,
I'm not saying everything is like that. I've had some cool experiences hallucinating, but there was a lot of times where I was dilly-dallying and not being who I was, and no one took me seriously, and I had goals and aspirations. I couldn't figure out why no one took me seriously because I didn't take them seriously because I was dicking around doing other things, caring about what other people were doing. I don't give a fuck what people are doing anymore. I care what I'm doing.
Everything has to be productive now.
I'm on the same level, dude. Like I have certain finite amount of time to pursue into a dream or something valuable.
I didn't get that. You know,
everything else is bullshit.
My buddy Ryan, though he can be fucking totally psycho, we'll go months without talking because we get in an argument or something like that. He has a point where he tried to drive this into my head years ago, where it's like, dude, your friends are your friends. They're gonna be your friends if they are. If they're really your friends, they'll be your friends no matter what. Concentrate on the things you love. I missed out probably on 3 or 4 really good years of drumming that I could have been dedicating my life to because I had no responsibilities and I didn't. All I did was think about when am I gonna party again? When am I gonna meet the next chick? When am I gonna do drugs? And I guess I learned something along the way, and you got to accept that. But still, it's hindsight's 2020, and I wish that if I could just tell myself, my 18-year-old self, slow down, dude.
Yeah.
Do the things you really want to do. You have no responsibilities until don't figure it out when you're 31, you're 32 years old that you want to be a podcaster and be a professional drummer and wonder why because you have a kid and a wife now you don't have every time.
I think it's gonna happen. It's just a little later. That's what that happens to me.
That's the thing too is you have to. There's no time frame. I've talked about this in an episode one time where the universe will recognize eventually all your work, and when the universe wants to reward you, it will, but it never will until it's ready, and it'll make things very difficult. How bad do you want it? How bad are you going to do? How hard are you going to work?
Oh, the universe tests you.
Oh, buddy, yes, it does.
Dude, you have no idea. You have no idea.
When the universe wants to fuck you, it fucks you hard.
Oh, it bends you right over.
All you want to do is just be numb.
Trust me, I get that, dude.
And all you want to do is be numb. You don't want to feel anything.
I've realized that lately, dude. I'm like,
but the best thing in the world is to feel everything.
The universe took its dick out, went in me raw, dude. It took no lube, just said, welcome to fucking Pound Town, bitch.
It was real like,
wait, no.
Oh, man.
Legs were behind my head again, dude. I was having flashbacks, dude. I said, oh.
But,
all right, listen, I don't want to cut you off. It was a great thing to end it with, but that is going to run out of battery. We're close to running out.
Oh, are we?
It was good. I mean, hey, we're an hour and 14 in.
Hell yeah.
It's not too bad, man.
Pretty good podcast. We got the other one coming out here pretty soon. We're back at it 100%, guys. Sorry for the fucking 5 months of life, but things happen, and you got to take care of that stuff.
We'll talk about it one day.
Yeah, not really.
One day.
Hey, we might have robbed the bank. We might have killed a couple of people. It's up for you guys to guess.
You never know until you know. You might see us on the news, Channel 5, Fox News.
If you did kill someone, I hope your mugshot is with the kimono on. I really do.
All right, cool. Well, until next time, folks, don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. I should say this in the beginning of the video, but I only say it at the end, and we'll catch you next time.
Keep your legs not above your ears.
I'm going to say bye, hi, bye.
Bye, hi, he says. Bye, hi.
I'm mainly known for the rough raps, but kids steal my lyrics like hubcaps and eat them like stacks of flapjacks like rugrats. Hey, and I get busy over unknown traps while the next man flaps his lids like parquet.